Hello, my name is Sheesam, and I'm the current Water Justice Fellow for New Voices Arising. I joined this program starting summer 2023 as an intern for the summer program and reapplied to be a fellow throughout the school year. I learned about this opportunity from my school and have been really grateful to have this experience and widen my interests in certain topics that I'll be focusing on, such as environmental justice and more specifically, water justice. To give a little context, water justice is primarily focused on ensuring that communities have safe and clean water that is accessible, and is a factor connected to environmental justice, which is about addressing issues regarding environmental resources and making sure communities are able to stay healthy and have access to fair, safe resources. This is my table of contents where I separated a lot of key ideas and projects that I've done over my time as both an intern and a fellow. They include the summer internship, which was my introduction to water justice, the externship with Rotary Nature Center Friends, which was my first-hand experience with water justice, my fellowship experience, and then several different projects that I've done throughout my time in fellowship. My first introduction to New Voices Are Rising was through being a part of the summer internship last year. Over the span of 6 weeks, this experience has educated me on various topics and issues that need to be addressed, such as different energy sources, food justice, housing justice, water justice, which I grew further interest in, air quality, and lastly, being able to create a final presentation similar to this one, where I was able to address the topic related to social justice that I connect with. Overall, I've gained skills that will be extremely important going forward, such as presentation and leadership skills. Moving on to the pictures, seeing myself in a newsletter related to serious topics such as air pollution and environmental justice made me feel proud to be involved in my community. Going back to my interest in water justice, starting from the summer internship, I'd missed the meeting during Water Week due to going camping, thus I was given a makeup assignment, which was watching this Creek of the Creek episode. Watching this episode surprisingly made me so much more interested in the topic because it was about preserving nature while finding fossils, specifically in the creek area, which was the primary setting of this episode. In the episode, the main idea related to water justice was the importance of bodies of water and being healthy for everyone. Lastly, the picture on the right is when I was able to get my hands on a water quality monitoring kit to test the water at home, and I felt so interested by analyzing the data and making comparisons to ensure that my water is healthy. Simultaneously with the internship, I was a part of the externship at Rotary Nature Center Friends, where I was able to explore my interest in water justice even more specifically related to water quality testing at Lake Merritt. Being originally from Oakland, I was fascinated by all the things I learned and did not know about such an important place in my childhood. Being from the externship, I gained even more leadership and planning experience as the entire summer program went on a field trip with RNCF for a cleanup, as well as learning about water quality testing. Moving on to my fellowship experience, I was very excited to still be able to work with Rotary Nature Center friends, but also with another group, Achieve. Already having past experience about learning all these new things related to water justice, I have now been able to share that knowledge with other youth and spread awareness to the community near Lake Merritt. Now, going broader about my fellowship experience as a whole, I've been able to gain more leadership and professional experience, creating several different projects related to different topics to spread awareness. We've also been able to meet several guest speakers who had interests related to environmental justice, such as the picture on the left where we met with Rich City Rays, an organization that addresses the climate crisis and environmental injustice through kayaking. One specific project that I'm especially proud of is my water quality project, which is also my community spotlight project. This project is one that has also resonated personally with me, having lived in Oakland for most of my life and going regularly to Lake Merritt. And so learning about an issue that harmed the life there, around over 10,000 fish, was a topic I knew that I wanted to research and spread awareness about. I also had prior knowledge thanks to my externship at Lake Merritt over the summer with RNCF. So I wanted to learn more about the cause of the problem, which was an algae bloom, and then highlighting any possible solutions that were being brought to light by organizations such as Lake Merritt Institute and Rotary Nature Center Friends. One positive solution that has been implemented is the new fountain that was made to increase the oxygen in the lake, which will be very helpful to reduce risk of algae bloom. To make sure awareness was being spread to the community, I also included solutions that others would be able to do in their everyday lives that would positively impact the lake, even if it's just a tiny thing. My individual project that I wanted to research more about throughout the year was littering, and specifically, I focused on the reasons why people litter, since I initially came up with the idea due to the psychology behind littering. I mainly wanted to do my project on littering because of the issue being very prominent in my community, especially in my school area. Through my project, I've done research on the scale of the litter problem with data from a litter study collected by Keep America Beautiful, being around 49.6 billion pieces of litter in the US, with more being found in waterways than roadways by a 2 billion difference. To focus even more on the community aspects, I created a survey where people could share their own views toward littering and overall just their own knowledge. Some views include how they believe people litter due to being lazy or finding trash cans to be inconvenient, how littering makes areas look bad, and there should be more awareness towards the problem. Then my respondents described their own areas and how litter is prominent in their own community, specifically more social areas like their schools or parks. I learned about their personal views towards littering that align with mine, how they feel hurt and disappointed from seeing litter, and how there should be more solutions like more trash cans, having cleanups, increased penalties for those that litter, and more. Overall, it felt good doing outreach to others and educating them, but also learning more about what they know personally. So for my focus group, I decided to do it during my choir field trip to Santa Cruz on the bus. It was easy since a lot of the people who did my survey were from choir, and thus we could have a full discussion on the bus ride there. I had been leading the group while my friend was taking notes of things that the participants said. I was really proud of how engaged the conversation was, and people were able to talk about their own personal experiences with littering, what they knew, and what they have been educated more on. For example, learning more about environmental justice and new voices arising from the discussion. We connected with each other through finding litter more in low income communities and how litter has been a prominent environmental issue in our community. We also got to talk about things such as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, and something that I did, which I believe was really interesting, was include fun facts and background context of the topic. Overall, it was interesting to have everyone share out their own ideas and being able to expand on it from their survey responses, and I felt good as being the leader of the conversation. For my capstone project, I'm working with the Rotary Nature Center friends and the other water justice fellow, Rohan, to create a series of videos related to water quality testing, preparing the youth in the future who work with RNCF, but also showing how water quality testing can be done at home and more accessible. We went through various factors of monitoring water quality that we learned from our time with RNCF, such as Secchi depth, pH, temperature, salinity, and the DO, all key factors that we analyzed to ensure that the water is healthy, and we split the work to create videos. Overall, water quality monitoring is very important at the lake, especially to be wary for issues such as the previous algae bloom, but also to collect data that has been included in decades of research of ensuring that lake water stays healthy for all different types of life. Throughout both my internship and externship experiences, I have been able to gain so many professional skills that I will be able to apply in my future. Through externship, I was able to listen and learn about new topics of interest, as well as meet with professionals who were very devoted to what they talked about. I expanded my horizons and grew interest in a topic that I wasn't very educated on in the past, but now have further learned more about, which is water justice. Through fellowship, I gained a lot more independence and leadership experience when being able to create my own projects on various topics related to environmental justice. I have been able to share my knowledge on water justice with my peers, and I've been able to show how much I've grown since internship, where I used to be the one listening and learning. Thank you for listening to my summit project, where I talked about my experience with New Voices Are Rising and what I got from being a part of this program. I hope in the future I continue to grow and apply the skills that I've learned for new experiences.